Today on Dead Dodge Garage, it's a quick update on the 73 Charger project. A lot of people have asked, hey, what's going on with the 73 Charger? Well, this. Over the last couple weeks, Evan's been stripping the car and getting it ready to go to paint. All the little bits, the vinyl top, the trim, the handles, you name it. All the parts that have come off live here and take up just as much room as the car does, so keep that in mind if you're going to try this at home. Look, even more Charger pieces and some brake fluid. The glass is out now too. I helped Evan remove the drivetrain last week. Here it is. Body drop, but in reverse. This is the factory 400 engine and a 727 transmission. Kind of looks like that might have been rebuilt at some point, not sure. And this kind of doesn't look like factory paint, so we do sort of think this car might have been apart at some point. But all the right stuff is here. There seems to be a lot of confusion about what I said in the first video. This is a 400. I know it's a 400. It's not a 383. Unlike the older Chrysler products we're usually working on here, 73 and up B-bodies have this funky isolator system. The upper control arm is, well, a GM style, and there's a big crazy shock bracket that bolts on there, and it sort of wraps around the frame rails. The lower control arms are different too. Everything's different on this setup. They were going for a luxury car feel. I don't know if it worked or not. These isolator bushings that go on this subframe assembly are a hard item to replace. Apparently the only options are polyurethane or aluminum. The 727 will be sent off for a rebuild and a reseal. And the engine, well, it's going to get a stroker kit. Now that the car is apart, we can see things in greater detail. It's almost as good as we thought it was. Here's the one rust hole inside the driver's side fender. I don't think we found anything else. That might be it. Here's a look at the driver's side inner fender where you can clearly see someone made an incision. That might have been for easier access to change the spark plugs on the big block. Interesting note on this passenger side inner fender. Earlier cars have that same style plate. The toolbox Charger has two of those. This one has the enlarged opening and well, apparently they crack. That's not great, but we'll fix it. There was a pretty sizable mouse house in there. Shocking, I know. Here's a look at the aftermarket three-way speakers that were probably installed with that aftermarket stereo head, which is no longer in the car because, well, none of the dash is in the car. Now obviously there's some surface rust on the floors, but they are really, really solid. Now this is interesting. This is behind the driver's seat. The floor is kind of damaged just like the toolbox Charger. What's that about? No idea. Today I learned the factory actually applied a strip of black paint there so you couldn't see body color when you looked in the rear view. They didn't exactly do a great job. There's blackout paint here too, so you couldn't see body color through the windshield. They didn't do a great job. Evan removed the horrible smelly old gas tank a bit ago, which turns out to have a bunch of rust holes through the top. That's not great. Thankfully, with that out of here, the shop smells quite a bit better. So many Charger parts. Oh yeah, there's some very slight rust under that lip. That's pretty common. This car is going to have some custom work done on the rear valence here because we're going to add those super cool rifled exhaust tips. But the 73 valence doesn't have the cutouts, so we're going to get a 71 valence and sort of snip the two together. Oh, check out this custom assembly for rolling the body around on with the K-frame mount. Just got this out from under the Coronet convertible like a week ago. Evan's just about done stripping this car now. It's going to get pressure washed inside and out, and it's headed off to paint and body. So that's exciting. We probably won't see this car back in paint for months. And the timeline to get the project finished is about a year. So, you know, it's going to be a while till you see the car again. That's fine. Doesn't even have any battery acid holes. This car is way too nice. It's also a really nice example of factory markings and stickers and things of that nature. In fact, here's a nice look at the factory blackout behind the grille. Notice they didn't do a good job. They did a quick job. Oh, there's that one dent. Body shop's gonna have an easy day with this one. Several people have commented to say that an SE Charger in 73 should have triple opera windows. And yeah, you're right. But this one doesn't. I still don't know why. I've only found one other example of a similar car online, but this is absolutely factory. Well, that about does it for the charger here. Hopefully that answers all your questions. Oh, actually, one more thing. We are going to take that aftermarket stereo out and put a factory stereo back in. Hopefully we can get that floor-mounted cassette player and recorder to work just like it should. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how that goes. If you want to keep up with this and other projects here around the shop, feel free to poke the little subscribe button down there. Everybody else is doing it. Thanks for watching. And remember, chargers are cool.